Tuesday, April 18th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Meteorologist Matthew East here with you. Let's look again at the time-lapse imagery from yesterday from along the Avalon Pier. And notice pier kind of busy throughout the day. It's a spring break for a lot of North Carolina school systems. And a lot of folks enjoying some fantastic beach weather yesterday. Now, this morning change is underway. There's a look from our Greensboro Tower camera during the 5 o'clock hour. A lot of clouds. There have been a few showers out there across parts of the area. As we've gone through the night, there's the Charlotte Dowd YMCA camera, temperature 64. But notice that wind out of the north at 9 miles per hour. That is bringing in a little bit of a cooler weather setup here over the next couple of days. Now, nothing cool about yesterday. It was a very warm weather day. High temperatures well into the 80s in many, many spots across the Carolinas. 87 in Columbia and Fayetteville. Low and mid 80s for most of the Triad viewing area once you got away from the foothills. Charlotte region, once you got away from the mountains, it was mainly low to mid 80s out there yesterday afternoon. So certainly a warm weather setup yesterday. This morning, temperatures pretty similar to what we've had over the last several mornings, but with a northeasterly flow in place, some of this cooler air from the north kind of bleeding on in here. And the main story is some clouds and rain opportunities riding up and over this cooler air that's moving in. So kind of a wedge setup for us as we go through the next 36 hours. Been a few showers out there at times as we've gone through the night across portions of the region. Been some rain around the Outer Banks, some rain in the mountains off to the west of us, some rain in parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, North Alabama. And really the setup here is one that today, tonight, or tomorrow, really at any point in time, we could have some areas of showers working on through. So here's what it looks like on the high resolution modeling as we go through today. Showers a possibility here and there. Temperatures held in check. Here's what we're going with for highs this afternoon. Tomorrow, even cooler. This wedge at its peak, say tonight into the first half of the day tomorrow. So clouds, some rain possible at times for your Wednesday, and then again highs really held down. In fact, that Charlotte high may be a little optimistic tomorrow. Just kind of have to see how the wedge unfolds. Rain totals, for instance, there's a look at the futurecast modeling for the Triad area. Let me back it out and show you the region here on the European. This is probably about the right idea, a ½ inch, maybe 3/4 of an inch of the upper limit for most spots across the region. Not a huge rain event, but some needed rain nonetheless. Now, we get out into Thursday, the wedge is gone, so we warm things back up pretty significantly. Maybe just a few isolated showers or storms Thursday afternoon, and there's your warmer air taking back hold again. And then a complex setup for Friday and the weekend. First of all, Friday, a really warm day. We could push 90 in parts of the Sandhills and down into the Midlands of South Carolina. But here's the deal. Cold front will approach by late Friday. I think a pretty good opportunity for some scattered late-day storms with that system, cold front rather, on Friday. Saturday, we might be between systems, so I can't rule out a shower Saturday, but the chances for rain Saturday aren't that great. But certainly then, as we get into Saturday night and Sunday, I think very good chances for rain, and depending on how this warm front behaves, maybe thunderstorms too. So Sunday right now looking pretty unsettled overall across the region. Here's what's happening aloft and what's driving all this. Again, pretty innocuous weather pattern at the moment across the south. But you get out into Saturday night, and here's that big piece of energy diving in. It turns into a cutoff low Monday. And so that's a pretty dynamic system for Sunday, especially around the region. All right, that is it for the latest edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody have a wonderful day, and God bless.